Sister Smith misspelled her own last name. Say it ain't so. Shout out to Miss Mod. Wow. That's pretty sad.
Right.
Jury President Counsel.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Love, go ahead. Can you stand up to be sworn, please?
You swear affirm the testimony you give the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
I need you to state your first initial and your last name. Spell your last name for the court.
A. Smith.
Would you spell is common spelling for Smith?
SIMTH.
Okay.
And your last name. Spell your last name for the court.
A. Smith.
Would you spell is common spelling for Smith?
SIMTH.
Okay.
That's pretty sad. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be fair because this is part of just observing life, you know. But this officer, the bailiff homeboy, you know, brother man, certainly put that heat on her. And he doesn't treat everybody like that. Okay. But if you hear, I'm gonna need you to say your first initial, you'll spell your last name, you know, and he's staring her down and all of that. And this is after getting some side conversation with Miss Love. So I'm not defending the misspelling of one of the most common names in America. Not gonna defend that. But at the same time, you know, so shout out to Miss Mod, she was right. But at the same time, I don't like the pressure homeboy put. You know, let's watch that again.
Hey, Miss Love, go ahead.
You see the little side conversation right there with Miss Love. You saw that, right? You know, just that little, see that, and you know, homegirl already has been communicating she didn't want to testify and all of that. Okay. She's sitting down because the jury, she was standing for the jury. Okay. So the jury now is in, presumably. But they want her to stand up again. Now, to her credit, she was standing, even though Speedy Whitaker doesn't stand for the jury. Miss Smith did stand for the jury. Okay. So the judge don't stand. But Miss Smith did. So yes. She was standing. She don't want to be there. She's, you know, full of attitude and all that. Okay. But she is standing for the jury. While the judge is on her butt. Okay. So she sits down because the jury has come in. But she wasn't, you know, her disrespect is to Miss Love and to the whole thing right there. You can see it. But she's showing the jury more respect than the judge does. She's standing for the jury. You hear me?
Jury President Counsel.
Thank you.
Okay. There it was. The bailiff has said all jury present accounted for. So that's it. You can sit down.
Miss Love, go ahead.
So she does. But now there's this side conversation in front of her face. Love and the bailiff. But she had every right to sit down right there. So she knows, Miss Smith knows that there's something they talking about right now. It's got, you know, okay. And you know, in though, you know, certain situations, law enforcement, that ain't really, you know, you on guard. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So now you done had this little side conversation with this officer and he about to walk over to me. She on guard. See, look at her.
Can you stand up to be sworn, please?
And then you got Whitaker. She coming with the nonsense. Can you stand up, please, to be? See, that wasn't necessary to give her that tone. Whitaker didn't. She ain't been talking to other folks, witnesses like that.
Can you stand up to be sworn, please?
You dig what I'm saying? So there's a lot going on here. So, you know, when I see things such as the lack of education from most of these witnesses that we've seen, it ain't just them. That's indicative of a broken system, a broken structure in America called education. And you know I'm right. Most of these so-called key witnesses didn't finish 10th grade, let alone 12th. Now you know it. So that's not just the person. And what I'm showing you, brothers and sisters, although Miss Mod, great catch, she was 100% right. But doggone it. Look at that. Look at the institution on Miss Smith right now. I don't want y'all to miss that. So yeah, it was an amazing moment when she's misspelling a very common name. But don't miss the institutionalism of this moment and the pressure coming down on her. And I want you to take a step further. Come on, Rhodes. Come on, Rhodes. I want you to take a step further. Other than Paige, who's a friend of Fani, allegedly, these folks got the same color as Miss Smith. Come on, Rhodes. So that's a whole different type of system. See? But it's the same system. I say it's a different system, but it's the same system. Come on, Rhodes. You hear what I'm saying to you. The name has changed. The game is the same. Allegedly. So Miss Smith feels all this nonsense. But she stands up like Whitaker asked her to, with that little funky attitude. Yeah.
Can you stand up to be sworn, please?
She does. Now listen to the bailiff dude. Hold on, I'm gonna turn him up, y'all. Y'all didn't know I could boost that. I'm gonna boost it up for you. Okay, check it out.
Now,
Listen.
I need you to state your first initial and your last name.
Look at that. Finger on the... Hey, now, we've been watching this thing for 935 years. When have you ever seen him get in somebody's face and put his finger on a table like that? When have you ever seen it? So let's not just be laughing at Miss Smith and miss the other nonsense that went on prior to her misspelling her name. Because you wouldn't want your daughter treated like that. She ain't even a defendant, brothers and sisters. She hasn't been accused of a single crime in this case. And you got up standing in front of me with your finger on the table. Look at how y'all treating me. That, brothers and sisters, she's a witness. That means it could really be you or I right now. So they call you, and this is the way they're going to treat you. Look at that. Nah, brothers and sisters, that's not right.
Now, I need you to state your first initial and your last name. Spell your last name for the court.
A. Smith.
Which is
And then Miss Love is going to ask her, is it just how it's commonly spelled?
Last name. Spell your last name for the court.
A. Smith.
which is common spelling for Smith.
SIMTH.
Okay.
Now, did you also see dude here hits her with the double take? You see my man here? Okay, now he's gonna step away and then he gonna hit her with the did you hear what I said? You better do what she told you to do. Watch him.
And your last name.
He starts to
spell your
walk
last name
away.
for the court.
A. Smith.
which
And
is
then he
spell
checks her.
is common spelling for Smith.
Boom. Now, some might say he was double checking to make sure the mic was where he wanted it to be. Okay. Allegedly. I'm talking about the pressure it put on Miss Smith. I'm talking about how she's feeling during that moment. That's what I'm talking about.
S-I-M. A. Smith.
That's what we're talking about. This whole process of what she had to endure right there.
Right.
Jury President Counsel.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Love, go ahead. Can you stand up to be sworn, please?
It's a whole lot of pressure.
Swear affirm testimony you give the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Now, I need you to state your first initial and your last name. Spell your last name for the court.
A. Smith.
Which is is common spelling for Smith.
S-I-M-T-H.
Okay.